Good day. This is Virgilio Reyes Jr. together with Vilma Alcantara at her residence at 1254B Calixto Dico, Paco. Good morning, Tita Vil. How are you?
Morning. Fine, thank you.
Well, we're here to record, just as some may recall, also as with your mother, Esther T. Alcantara, a small vignettes, interview of you as a recording for posterity. And what I'm doing is I'm reading an essay that you, Tita Vil, wrote on the house of Felipe Tempongco and Leocadia Leritier in Pulong Mayaman, between Vermont and San Marcelino streets in Manila before the war. So I shall commence by reading the text, and perhaps later I could pose some questions to you. So it's entitled The House in Pulong Mayaman. The house of Lolo Peping and Lola Cadia, my maternal grandparents, was situated in Pennsylvania Street, Malate, Manila, in an area called Pulong Mayaman. Not because the residents here were well-to-do or that they lived in mansions. My guess is that the reason for this special name arose from the fact that the kind of people who lived in this place knew how to be good neighbors. My grandparents' house was constructed on a lot probably less than 1,000 square meters. Somehow, to a child, everything looks big. The material used for building a rustic-looking house consisted of strong, resistant planks of wood, wallboards, sliding doors, flooring materials, cement, tiles, adobo blocks, capiz shelves for the windows, galvanized sheets, and also nipa material for the roof. The first floor of this spacious and comfortable house had 2 garages, 2 bedrooms which the 4 boys, Fernando, Carlos, Humberto, and Ernesto occupied, and a lot of space for whatever use it might be needed some later date. The second floor had a big kitchen and annexed to it a bathroom and a separate comfort room. At the other end of the kitchen was the dining room, which was a large affair. To its right was one of 2 salas on this floor. Also beside the dining room, at its other end, was the bedroom of Antonio and Oscar. Lolo Peping had a pulley apparatus installed on one side of the sala, which he used for strengthening his arms for fencing. On the opposite side of this wall in the sala was a stand where he placed his several canes and hats. He was very neat, tidy, and meticulous individual. A few feet from the side of the pulley was the door to the master bedroom of my grandparents. It also had a door heading to the kitchen. The front door of the house, which was a heavy wooden sliding door, was located near the master bedroom door. 2 flights of stairs led to the garden. The top flight was made of wood and the lower flight of tiles. From this section of the house, San Marcelino Street could be reached by a series of footpaths. Up to this day, I still wonder why the kitchen and dining room was constructed on the Pennsylvania side of the lot, while the 2 salas and the front door of the house were placed on the San Marcelino side. In addition to the first sala was a second sala. Against its wall was installed a big full-length mirror opposite the front door of the house. Both salas had their own sets of furniture. However, the second sala had the rocking chair for Lola Cadia's siesta time, beside the window of the end portion of this sala, considered the coolest place in the entire house. Bringing up the other side of these end portions, the bedroom of Esther, Sarah, and Lydia. I can still remember how Tia Lydia would pinch me and my cousins on the arms whenever she caught us playing in this room. The garden of my grandparents was well tended and kept clean by Lola Cadia herself. She had several varieties of plants, some with flowers and others with ornamental leaves. She also had a cacao tree, a mapolo tree, which the neighborhood kids would climb sans her permission, a santol tree and a guava tree. All trees already bore plenty of fruits. During school days, Linda and I would wait at the house of Lolo and Lola, which is a stone's throw from PWU, for Papa to fetch us around 12:30 p.m., sometimes bringing home a plate full of tasty food prepared by Lola. Vacation time would also be spent here the whole day, playing with our cousins, quarreling included. Sometimes, Evelina and I would take a walk along the footpaths of Pulong Mayaman, San Marcelino Street, Remedios, San Andres, Singalong, Tennessee, Vermont, Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Taft Avenue. On one occasion, Evelina dared ring the doorbell of a pink mansion on Taft Avenue. So, we were forced to run for dear life. When we looked back, we saw several people standing outside the gate of the mansion with arms akimbo. They must have gotten angry with Evelina's daring deed. Many years later, this mansion became the house of Freddy Araneta and incidentally became a boyfriend of Victoria de la Paz for a short duration. Of all the beautiful, joyous, and worth remembering happenings that have taken place in my childhood, those of Christmas and New Year in Pennsylvania House was my choice. There were so many gifts to give and to receive, so many kinds of food and fruits on the dining table, as well as drinks and desserts. A lot of interesting stories being told by relatives, all kinds of sounds and noises from horns, bells, gongs, utensils, wooden spoons, and firecrackers to make the occasion indeed very merry and memorable. So thank you, Tita Vil, for this lovely piece.
You're welcome.
It's a beautiful memoir of your grandparents, of the Temponcos, and of pre-war times in this lovely house. And well, so many years have gone since then. So much water has passed under the bridge. Perhaps you could just tell us a bit about Lola Cadia and Lolo Pipi.
Well, to tell you the truth, Lola Cadia was the one who used to attend to our hair, our ears, our toenails, fingernails. She would attend to us every siesta time. And after that time, she would let us go ahead to play in the yard or go to sleep in the sala. About Lolo Piping, he used to take me to his office at La Estrella del Norte. I would stay with him in his work area. He used to be the bookkeeper of Estrella del Norte. He used to bring me there often. I think I was his favorite. I think so.
I'm sure you were. And maybe you could tell us something about your own parents, Revenge Alcantara and Esther Alcantara. What were their professions?
My father was an iron ocean throat physician. He was a professor at FE. Well, Papa was a pensionado of Manuel Coas. I think he stayed 2 years in America for training. I think he wanted Mama to go with him, but Mama refused to go with him because she was afraid of going to a foreign country. So Mama stayed behind. When Papa finally came home, I got scared of him. I think I refused to go with him. I cried. And I think that's the reason why I was not his favorite. I refused to go with him. I think that made him sore. And his favorites were Erlinda and Aurora. But anyway, I let it pass. I said, so what? I have my mom. Anyway, later on, when he got sick, I was the one who took care of him. See how life is? You might not be the favorite. You can be confident.
Yes, I'm sure he appreciated you very much, Tita Vil, after all.
Well, I was not sorry I took care of him. I also took care of Mama.
You took care of your mama a long time, all the way up to your house in Quezon City at 41 Taymagi Street.
Yes. She let me maybe inherit this house and in Paco and also in Quezon City. She told my sisters, hayaan mo lang mo, mapunta kay Vilma, siya nang walang asawa. I'm not sorry, I'm single. I used to be single sometimes. Up to now, I'm still, I can still take care of the people who are with me. And Julie also. And Georgie, and Chelo. I can help them in some ways. And Cynthia also. And maybe also Mila, the widow of Vitos. Others.
Well, as you know, we appreciate having you around.
I know that. I know that very well.
Because you are now our soul, a living link to the past, and we keep alive the memory of our grandparents and of the Tempongco family and the Alcantaras as well. By the way, about last year, maybe a year or two ago, the last surviving half-brother of Eya,
Benjamin.
Chauvin, who lived to be, I believe, about 100, passed away. Can you kindly tell us something about him that we could share with others as well?
You know, as a baby, Lola Kaja fed him from her milk in her breast. And it was not only Ben she fed, she breastfed, it was also David, a younger brother of Ben. She breastfed them, imagine that.
Those were the two youngest half-brothers of Eya.
Yes. They used to visit her. They treated her well, and she treated them very well.
Yes, I remember Chauvin used to speak very fondly of Lola Kadia, almost as his own mother.
In fact, he used to call her Mama. And so did David. They both called her Mama.
Can you tell us a bit about Eya's siblings, perhaps first commencing with men?
Fernando was her oldest brother. He married Hachay. I think her first name is Tomasha.
Aristorenas.
I'm glad you know her family name. The second brother was Umberto, I think. Umberto. And next to Umberto, there was Carlos, who made his life in the States. Next to Carlos was Ernesto, a favorite brother of my mama. Next to Ernesto was my mama. Next to mama, there was Sarah. Next to Sarah, Antonio. Next to Antonio was, I think, Oscar, who claimed to be best looking among all of them. And then finally, Lydia, the one who used to pinch us when we used to play in their room. So those were the brothers and sisters of Iya. Now, Chumerting married Paching, a sister of Chaling. I think Rosalia was her first name. Chaling was a wife of Ernesto, and then the wife of, I think, Carling was Dolores, whom we met in America. Then the wife of Chutoni was Nena Borja, and the wife of Oscar was Corinne Socorro from Leyte. And I will have to go back to Chasara, no? Chasara got married to Angel de la Paz from Zambales. And then, whom did I miss? Lydia got married to Severino Laksamana. Way beyond her family.
You have a formidable memory. You remember so much.
Well, maybe because I use my brain often to stay alive and to make our both ends meet.
But you were a teacher yourself, just like your mom and my own mother, Linda. Tell us a bit about your own career.
Well, I was advised by Ea to become a teacher in physical education and to major in physical education because she saw my forte. Well, I followed their advice. I was able to stay in the government for, I think, 40 years. And then I was hired by FEU. I stayed in FEU for 38 years. I got a job in FEU through Ea, because she used to teach FEU. Well, I'm glad I became a teacher. I enjoyed teaching. I've been teaching for 4 years in public school and 38 years in FEU. That's not such a bad record, is it?
I think you deserve gold medals for this.
Well, I was able to receive a medal for being a outstanding teacher. I think I misplaced the medal. In fact, I misplaced all medals. I forget now where I placed them. Maybe just as well. Some memories are sad. I think they're sad memories.
Some memories are happy too.
Like this one.
It's a beautiful essay.
I didn't think I could make it.
But you did.
Thanks be to God.
Thank you to you. So, really, history is such a long, sometimes arduous, but also a happy path.
Yes.
And it's really very ingratiating that you have shared some of it with us.
I hope it will stay with us, not with anybody else.
Is it all right with you if I showed it at Georgie's party for Mervyn this coming Saturday?
Okay.
Good. Well, anyway, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We love you.
I love you too.